Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons, and welcome back to the channel that takes power gaming in the next level. Today on the Doctor Spell Prognosis, we are talking about the spell Finger of Death. I am going to be giving this spell a B-. I really don't think this is the greatest spell in the world. It doesn't necessarily fit in the category or power level of 7th level spells, so it's kind of there in the middle. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. All right. So, let's talk about Finger of Death. It is a 7th level spell that is usable by sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards. It has a 1-action casting time, a range of 60 feet, verbal and somatic components. So you send negative energy coursing through a creature that you can see within range, causing it searing pain. The target must make a Constitution saving throw. Boy, do I hate con saves. As a player, I do not want to target a con save because most likely creatures are going to make that save. So if it takes 7d8 plus 30, so 7d8 plus 30 on average, 7 times 4.5 is 31 plus 30 is 61.5. On average, 61.5 damage on a failed save, and half as much, so essentially 30. 30 points of damage on a successful save. A humanoid killed. So that's another bad thing about this spell, because it doesn't say a creature. It says a humanoid killed by this spell rises at the start of your next turn as a zombie, which, oh boy, okay, I got a creature that's got an armor class of 8 and 22 hit points when I'm 13th level. So it becomes a zombie that is permanently under your command, following your verbal orders to the best of its ability. All right. So there is a spell that is 6th level that does more damage. Now, I understand that disintegrate does not do half damage on a save, but it targets a much better ability score than Finger of Death. Finger of Death targets Constitution, disintegrate targets dexterity, and there are ways to make things automatically fail dex saves. So it has the same range. It has a material component, yes, and it just destroys stuff. It does more damage. Now, if I were to cast Disintegrate at 7th level, compared to Finger of Death, Disintegrate is going to do 13d6 plus 40 damage on a failed save. So on a failed save, Disintegrate does 85 points of damage at 7th level, whereas Finger of Death does 61 points of damage. Again, it does half damage. I got it. But I just don't think that that is powerful. They needed to bring this spell over from 3rd and 2nd in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, wherein it is a 7th level spell, but it killed. Especially in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. It was, a saving throw, and that was it. You're done. So they adjusted it to do a bunch of damage, and I don't think that it has kept up with the power of a 7th level spell, considering I think that Disintegrate, which is a 6th level spell, and if it's cast as a 7th level spell, is more powerful. The little added extra benefit of the half damage and being able to make a zombie doesn't really do a whole lot. In my opinion, I don't think that makes up for it. Now, what wizard class do I think would go good with this spell? Because it is usable by sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards. So wizards, School of Necromancy doesn't really do anything for it. The School of Necromancy allows you to control more undead more thoroughly. Maybe School of Divination to get them to fail their save with the Portent ability. By 13th, 14th level, you've got 3 d20s instead of 2. So that's pretty good. For warlocks, there really isn't a good class or subclass for warlocks. Form of Dread and the undead are always good options, just because it goes with it flavor-wise, I think, but not necessarily. Now, for sorcerers, I always like wild magic for these things that you're trying to get things to make saving throws with, because they have their, with wild magic, they have their bend luck ability. I do like that. I like all the stuff with wild magic. Now, I will point this out that you can heighten this spell for 3 sorcery points and they will fail their save. You can quicken this spell, and you can twin this spell because it does target a single creature. So it will cost 7 points to twin it. I would much rather twin disintegrates than twin Finger of Death, but you know, it is what it is. And for you DMs out there, I do want to point out that a Sorcerer has Finger of Death. A Sorcerer has this Invoke Curse. Spends 1 charge from the Staff of the Forgotten One. The target must succeed. Until the curse is ended, the target cannot regain hit points and is vulnerable to necrotic damage. So a Sorcerer could do this and curse someone first with an action, and then do this. And because they're vulnerable, they're going to take twice as much necrotic damage. So instead it's taken on average 61, they'll take 122 points of damage, which makes the spell actually pretty viable at that point. Now, you'll notice on a Sorcerer's list, there is no greater invisibility, which I always switch that out and put greater invisibility on there because he needs to have that. So he does have Disintegrate. I do like that spell, Disintegrate. Now, the other thing with these is these things can also be countered. I've had players counter Disintegrate. They could counter Finger of Death. Finger of Death, if he hits a cursed enemy, a cursed player, it's going to do a lot of damage and be very nasty. All right, that is what I have for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.